it's Jason back again with another Retevis radio test out. This time this is the RT-48, just released back in February. Pretty good radio, so we're going to dive into a little bit of what I found out about it and the pros and cons. So let's start reviewing it now. Oops. Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get started with the Retevis RT-48 license-free radio that is water resistant. So some of the standard features that come with this radio is again, we keep hearing the IP-67 waterproof. I like to say more water resistant, but we'll get more into that later. A monitor feature, scan feature, single voice inversion, scrambler feature, which is common to some of the Retevis radios, which really comes in handy if you want to set up a channel for private communications. Voice compandering, Vox delay, which is if you're using like a earbud type of earpiece on it, you can do hands-free push to talk. An alarm feature, squelch level, timeout timer, CTCSS and DCS, which is PL tone, DPL tone. Battery saver mode, battery voltage prompt, busy channel lockout, high-low power, frequency hop, and a beep function. So again, numerous times you've heard me say IP-67. You saw that I dropped the radio in a bucket of water, so let's get a little bit more into what this exactly means. So IP-67, it's two parts to it. So the first part is the first digit. In this case means no harmful dust or dirt seeping into the unit after being in contact with a matter of 8 hours. So basically exposed to dust, dirt for 8 hours, it's not going to affect the internal components of the radio. The second digit is going to determine the water resistant rating. In this case it's a 7, so which means that the radio can be submerged into 1 meter of fresh water for a half an hour. So again, that's where you get into this water resistance, waterproof. It's kind of at middle of the road, you know. It's like one of those things. It's you know, I wouldn't be dumping in buckets of water every day, but if you use the radio out in rain or if it gets wet, it slips out of your hand, it's not the end of the world. You know, you could dry it off and go back to it. We dunked it in a bucket of water, pulled it out a few minutes later, dried it off, and the radio is working fine even today. As I mentioned, the radio is IP water resistant, which gives it options for many applications: short range in building, parking lot assistance, communications for special events, general short range communications. You know, the hobbyists, walkers, bicycle riders, runners, camping, hunting. And of course, you know, there's always other applications that it can be used for. We actually tested the radio out on bikes on a trail, paved trail. We got like a mile and a quarter, mile and a half, but that was with the RT-48 and the RT-15. The RT-15 has a really small antenna. I think with two RT-48s, it would have been a solid mile and a half, which again, it really isn't too bad for what you're getting for the radio and what the features are. So the RT-48 Pros that I found testing it, it's preset for the FRS FCC radio channel, so it's license free. It is IP-67 water resistant to 3.3 feet. The base charger comes with it, but it is USB, so you need to plug into some sort of USB plug, which I think is really kind of helpful because if you want to charge it in your car, you know, everyone today has a cell phone that has a USB plug, so that is kind of like the standard. Non-removable antenna, which again they have to do because to get the FCC type acceptance. Voice scrambler option, like I talked about earlier, and Vox, which I think is a really good feature that this unit has. Some of the cons that I found: size. The radio is kind of bulky, I think, for an FRS radio. I don't know if they did that purposely to kind of give you that bulky, you know, that kind of more commercial feel to it. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but it is a little bit on the big bulky side. Most of the options you're going to need the programming software and cable. The software at the time I got the radio, which was back in late February, the software wasn't online. They were nice enough for Retevis to email me the software. And also I recently received a programming cable to get in there and start playing around with some of the programming. So, like the voice scrambler, some of the scanning functions, the Vox, a lot of the stuff you have to program. So if you just wanted to just use it hunting, take it out of the box, turn it on, use it, it'll do it, no problems. But again, if you want to get into more of the features, you're going to need that programming cable and software. Bear in mind, you're not going to be able to change the channels because those are defined by the FCC. But at least you can get in there and change the some of the options for it. The other con I found is the unit has a non-standard programming port, which is the accessory port, such as a speaker mic or a lapel mic, or most of their radios is just a two-prong standard accessory port. This one is more of their amateur radio line, where it's a flat kind of a D stub multi-pin port. So if anyone has some of the other programming cable for the other radios, it's not going to work. So in a nutshell, just to recap, I think again, for what Retevis is doing for the price point, the quality of the radio, I think you can't beat it. If you need something for, like I said, church, just camping, hunting, short range communications, mile and a half roughly, it's great radio, especially if you're going to be using it outside. That water resistant, waterproof rating, the IP-67 definitely helps. Appreciate you guys sticking through the video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up down below. Feel free to leave any questions. I will try to answer them the best I can, and appreciate you watching my video.